Hello children, I take immense pleasure to welcome you all for the next academic year. It has been a very long leave for you, isn't it? I hope you are staying safe at home with your parents. By the way, we shall commence our next academic session. In this video, we shall be seeing about the first lesson in physics, which is force and pressure. At the end of this video, you would be able to define what is force. You can list the properties of force. You can understand the effects of force and also about resultant and net forces. Shall we get into the topic? Yes. Now, consider the following situations. You are moving a book. Okay, otherwise imagine you are opening a door, or you are drawing a bucket of water, or you are hitting a ball with a bat, or you are playing cricket. Okay, among all these situations, you just tell me what is common in all these situations. So in all these, the objects, that is either the ball, the book, the bucket of water, all these objects, they experience a pull or push. So this pull or push of an object is called as a force. So what is a force? The definition of force is the pull or push of an object is called as a force. Fine. Now, you just tell me what is push and pull. Pushing is what? You are pushing something away from you. So you are pushing, you are giving, or you are moving the object away from the body. That is push. Then what is pull? The opposite of push, that is you are pulling the object closer to your body. So this is the push and pull. In real life situations, both push and pull exist together. That means it is not that you use only push, or it is not that you use only pull. So we often in our real life situations use both push and pull. So we saw what is force, what is push and pull, and combination of push and pull. So these are some of the examples where we use both push and pull, like pressing a switch, a rocket is being launched, while you're pushing a trolley in a supermarket, or you're hitting a nail with a hammer, or while kicking a ball. Here are some more examples. While in a tug of war, pulling a box, you're drawing an arrow, raising a flag and opening a door. So all of these activities involve push or pull, or a combination of both push and pull. Fine. Now, you just imagine the book is lying on a table. Will the book move on its own without you touching it at all? Is there any situation where the book will move on its own? No. So, when will the book start to move? When you are interacting with the object, that is when you are touching the book. Either you are pushing the book or you are pulling it towards you. Only when there is interaction between the objects. In this case, the book on my hand. Only if I touch the book, only when I interact with the book, a force can be exerted. So forces are due to interaction. Interaction here means that forces can exist only when there is the touch of the object. So we saw what is force, push and pull of a body, and forces can exist only during interaction between the bodies. Okay, now for the next topic, effects of force. So these are the 5 major effects of force. This may look a little hard to remember, but I shall give you a very simple example. Okay, imagine you are a football player and there is a football lying next to your feet. With this scenario in mind, you can easily relate to all the effects of force. Now, if you want to move the body from rest, that is, you are going to kick the football now, which is already near your feet, you are going to kick it. So, a force can move a body from rest. Second one, imagine a football is approaching you. You can block it and you can make it stop. So, a force can stop a moving body. Third one, it can change the direction of a moving body. How can it change the direction? While kicking, the football is approaching to you from one direction. You are kicking it towards your another friend who is standing far away. So you are actually changing the direction of the football. That is change in the direction of a moving body. Then it can change the speed of a moving body. The football is coming a little very slow. Okay, you are exerting, you are giving all your energy and you are just forcefully you are kicking the football. So it moves with a tremendous energy or speed. So a force can move a body from rest or can stop a moving body, change the direction of a moving body or change the speed of the moving body. Then the last one is force can also change the shape and size of the body. So to understand the last point, we shall see some pictures. Okay, there is a rubber band. You are stretching it with your fingers. So what happens? You are exerting a force and you are stretching the rubber band. Similarly, there is a sponge. You are pressing it. There is a spring which you are squeezing. So now, in all these three cases, there is the change in the shape and size of the object. The rubber band is actually elongated. Similarly, the sponge. Similarly, the spring. So there is a change in the shape and size of the object. But one important point to be noted here is once the force is released, the object will return to its original position. That means what? If you are stopping the stretch of the rubber band, if you have stopped stretching the rubber band, then automatically it comes back to its original smaller shape. So an object will return to its original shape and size after being squeezed, pressed, twisted and stretched in the case of the force, and force changes the size and shape of the object as well. We shall see the unit of force. Unit of force is Newton and it is denoted by letter N, capital N. If a 100-gram weight is placed on your hands, you are holding a 100-gram weight and you are holding your hand parallel to the ground, then the force exerted by this 100-gram weight is 1 Newton. 100-gram weight, you tell it as 1 Newton. Okay. Then for the last topic of this session, it is a resultant force. Resultant is nothing but net or total force acting on a body. See, imagine in a real life situations, more than one force will act on a body. It is not that only one force will act on a body at one particular given time. No. More than one force will act on a body at a particular given time in your real life examples. So this we shall see. I'll explain you with certain situations. Imagine there is a boy and he has he is exerting a force of 40 Newton in pushing a box. He is pushing a box and he is exerting 40 Newton. Okay. But he couldn't move the box, so he calls a friend for help. And the friend exerts a force of 15 Newton. So now the box moves. So what is the total? The force of the first boy plus the force of the second boy. So that is 40 plus 50 will give you 90 Newton. So this is the first scenario. Okay. So now you tell me in which direction does the box move. Both are pushing the box in one same direction. So if you are pushing this in the same direction, you add the forces, right? You are adding 40 and 50 Newton. So you are adding the forces. Similarly, if you are pushing it in opposite directions, imagine one chocolate is there and two people are pushing it or pulling it in opposite directions. So the resultant force will be calculated by subtracting. So remember, same direction you are adding, opposite directions you are subtracting. Now for the second situation where equal force is exerted. Rahul also exerts 40 Newton, Praveen also exerts 40 Newton. Now what will happen to the force, resultant force? Because since it is opposite direction, we are subtracting. So 40 Newton minus 40 Newton, is equal to 0 Newton. Since there is no net force, will the body move? Will the object be moved? No. The resultant force is 0. So that means the box doesn't move at all. So this is the second situation. For the third situation, imagine Rahul is a bigger boy, like a bulkier boy. So he is exerting some extra force like 50 Newton. Whereas Praveen exerts only 40 Newton. So now imagine in whose direction the box will move. Exactly, it is in the direction of Rahul. So since it is in opposite direction, 50 minus 40 is equal to 10 Newton. But the force will move in the direction of a larger force. The box will move. Imagine for this situation, remember you are pulling a chocolate from a small kid. You will be exerting a lot of force, so you can easily pull the chocolate from the kid. So that is what is mentioned here. So these are the three situations of resultant forces. So to conclude, I am summarizing. Forces in same direction you will be adding. Forces in opposite direction you subtract. In opposite direction, two cases, equal force, it is called balanced force. One is more, another is less, it is called as unbalanced force. So this concludes the resultant force. So this is the final summary of the entire session, where force, what we saw today is what is force, unit of force, effects of force, then the resultant forces. Hope you understood the session. I shall be sending you homework from this session. Listen to the video carefully and attend your homework. Thank you.